Hey there everyone, what's up? It's Joesephyr here for another Should You Pull video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Now this is a banner that if you've been watching my videos for a little while, you probably already know the answer to whether I think people should pull on this coming banner, but I want to go over it anyway, and this one is going to be Lenna EX, King and Ramza. So if you guys want to know whether Lenna EX is worth pulling on, or whether King and Ramza are going to help you in the near future, or how long these characters are going to last, then stay tuned and keep on watching. As always, don't forget to check out all of the social links in the description box below, including my Discord channel where we have a really thriving community actually for Dissidia Opera Omnia, and I really encourage you guys to join in. We've got some lovely people in there that are happy to help you if you don't know what's going on or anything like that, and everyone's just very, very friendly and helpful. And it's also going to be links to my Twitch channel, my I've already said my Discord, but my Patreon, Twitter, all sorts of things like that. Don't forget to check out DissidiaDB.com, as it's the website I use most frequently for my Should You Pull videos for information, and I think it's wonderful. And don't forget to check out all of the other content creators for Dissidia Opera Omnia, as there are far more out there than just me. And as I've said, as you can see in the text, if you know of any others that I haven't listed here, then let me know in the comments below. As always when it comes to banners these days, unfortunately, you tend to only be pulling for one character, and it's the character that has the EX weapon. But I will quickly go over King and Ramza because I think it's worth doing. King is very, very simple. He is just straight up damage. All he does is, like, he's had his 60-60. He doesn't have an EX weapon yet. But his rapid bullets and reload, it's decent. It's nothing special. You'll use reload once and you'll get a massive max brave buff, and then rapid bullets will just do a couple of hits, brave hits, then an HP attack, and it's all it really does, to be honest. He doesn't really do anything else. He gets a couple of extra buffs, like he can use Brave Attack Plus while he's got his Trigger Happy active, which is what Reload gives him, and that's just going to be more longevity for him. But that being said, he's just not going to really do an awful lot. He gets his Trigger Happy for longer if you've got his 35 CP, which is nice. He's had his EX in Japan. We haven't had that just yet, but he's very, very simplistic. He doesn't really stand out all that much. He's honestly just not the best character in the game. If you're just starting out, then he'll carry you for a little while and he's quite nice to have, but I wouldn't stress too much about getting him. Now Ramza is actually one of my favourite characters in all of Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, provided he has his EX weapon. I absolutely love his EX skill. It's got loads going for it, it's a frame debuff, it charges really quickly, batteries your characters, it's really cool. Without his triple break ability, his Innovate, sorry, of reading it off of there, he's just a lot less useful. Galvanize is a really nice ability. It gives you brave regen, it gives you it's sort of like a decent attack and max bravery up. But Ramza is a little bit on the slow side to begin with. You have to use Galvanize and then use Shout so that he gets better, and you kind of need to have his gear as well, obviously. All of my reviews are assuming that you have all of a character's abilities. So all of their gear, all of their kit, all of their Crystal Awakenings, everything like that. So, you get slightly higher attack up and brave regen buffs. You get, like, Shout buff. The Shout buff is a frame buff just for him, which gives him HP attack plus, which is nice because it's one of those ones that instantly charges up your bravery before attacking. He can be really useful, and when he gets his rework in JP, when he gets his EX come back around again, Ramza becomes really powerful. So as you can see, like, the text box increases rather a lot. But that being said, he's going to get his EX come back when this comes around. So if you're going to pull for Ramza, then maybe you should just pull for that. But as I said in my previous video, which was my pull plans, sometimes I like to keep a 15 and a 35 for a character, even if I don't plan on necessarily using them straight away, because you never know when a character is going to be useful. So if you happen to get Ramza stuff, I'd keep hold of it, honestly, because he is really strong later down the line, and if you get another opportunity to go for his EX weapon, then you could take it, because he is very strong. So now we come to Lenna and her EX weapon. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys have watched my videos for a little while, I've been going on about Lenna for a fair whack of time, and I absolutely adore her. I loved her the first time she came around. She was the one thing at the end of the 35 CP era that kind of cracked me, and I did pull for her a little bit, because I think that she provides some things that other characters just can't give you. So her command abilities are Rapid Fire and Windrake Arrow, and then I'll get to her EX ability later. Rapid Fire reduces their initial bravery by quite a lot, and after you've mastered it, which is like a thing that all of the FF5 characters have, it upgrades the number of hits you get to 15, and it's sort of randomly dispersed AoE damage. But with 15 hits, you're going to hit a lot of things, which is pretty useful. And then Windrake Arrow is it's an HP attack that is a framed buff, and the framed buff that you get from Windrake Ward, it means that your units can't be hit by debuffs at all, and it also grants HP regen. So Windrake Arrow regular makes it an 80% chance that you'll evade a debuff, but Windrake Arrow Plus makes it 100%. And this is really useful. It says here that the condition to get the Rapid Fire Plus and Windrake Arrow Plus is after 3 and 2 uses, but if you have the rest of her gear and you have her passives, etc., that condition gets easier. So that's going to be really useful. So what do we get with her level 60 Awakening? So first thing I want to know is the buff attack and boost all, which it's an aura buff that buffs your entire party's max brave and attack, which are the two stats you want buffed at all times. Rapid Fire Extend means its mastery requirement is shortened, which is extremely useful. It grants a small max brave up and small attack up for Lenna. It's got a brave overflow if it's going with the plus. It makes the initial bravery down really strong, which it can be really helpful actually. It's not a stat that people really consider, but some bosses will just suddenly get 18,000 bravery and you'll be like, oh, okay, what happened there? So something like this is actually very useful. She gets better max bravery up, she gets a medium attack up for 6 turns, and it triggers an HP attack after use, which is a brave HP attack, and that's fantastic, and we love that. Now, Windrake Arrow is the attack that I like Lenna for. This attack is just phenomenal. So, now it does a brave attack, as well as she raises her initial bravery, does a bravery attack, and then does an HP attack afterwards. The fact that it does a bravery attack on top of everything means that it's going to break things, which makes it a significantly better attack. It extends Windrake's ward by 2 turns, which is never a bad thing, and it adds bravery regen to the effects of Windrake's ward. This is actually a lot stronger than you think it is, and I'll get to why that is in a little while. And then, after using Windrake Arrow Plus, it turns her Brave Attack into Brave Attack Plus for 6 turns, which then buffs everybody's bravery whenever she does a bravery attack, which is great, and we really like that. But, obviously, the thing that we're all going to be looking at is the EX weapon. Now, this EX weapon, I think you absolutely have to have if you're going to use Lenna. You could get away with using her without it just for Windrake Arrow, but Brave Phoenix does a lot more than it initially looks. So Brave Phoenix is a 2-hit AoE Brave HP attack, which raises everybody's bravery, which is always great. So if you've got a support character that's doing an attack while braverying everybody else, we never dislike that. Moderately raises brave attack dealt with a single target, so that again, like most AoE attacks have this now, where it's just if you're hitting one target, it'll hit as if you were hitting a single target and it'll concentrate all fire on one. 120% overflow, which is always nice. HP attack is dealt with equally. That's less nice, but you know, she's not an offensive character. It's not what she's designed for. Grants Princess of Tycoon for 6 turns. Princess of Tycoon grants brave regen and raises initial bravery for all party members. All of Lenna's modifiers come off of her initial bravery. So all of her stuff is going to get way stronger just because you've used this attack. Princess of Tycoon is a framed buff that grants brave regen. So is Windrake Arrow, and now that grants brave regen. So those two things stack, and neither one of them is actually brave regen. So if you happen to have another character in your party that can grant brave regen, so Kate Sith, for example, or Rosa, or there's all sorts of characters that can provide a brave regen. Ramza, brilliant example as well. Then your bravery will be massive before you've even started. Before you've even started your turn. It's really powerful. So you have a character that has 2 brave HP attacks. You have a character that can provide 2 framed buffs, one of which will stop you from getting debuffed at all throughout a fight. She raises an initial bravery and 2 brave batteries off of her initial bravery stat. She lowers initial bravery on enemies, and she heals. And she's a Swiss Army knife as a support character. She just does so much work. I think that she is an incredible character. And then the things you get from the limit break for the EX are less sort of potent than some. So you get raised brave damage, slightly faster recast speed, which you want at all times when it comes to an EX weapon. Moderately raises bravery gain based on her initial bravery. This is good because obviously it affects your entire party, not just her. So, I mean, in my mind, I've got like pictures in my head of using her alongside another support character and then a damage-based character. So, Lenna, Ramza, for example, 2 characters that are on the banner. Ramza uses Galvanize, attack up, max brave up for everybody, brave regen. Lenna's in your party, Windrake Arrow, Princess of Tycoon, more brave regen, HP regen on top of it. You just get so much out of it. I mean, Rosa as well, like having Rosa's Prayer up alongside Princess of Tycoon and Windrake's Arrow, your attack, your max bravery, you're just gonna hit like a bus with any character you decide to pair them up with. And because Lenna has the ability to use her Rapid Fire, which is now an brave HP attack that raises her own attack, she's going to be hitting fairly hard as well. And now, Windrake Rapid Fire has Overflow on it, so that's always nice. So she hits hard, she buffs hard, she debuffs fairly well, and her brave regen all stacks together so that all of your guys basically never lose their bravery. There's nothing bad about this character whatsoever, and I can't wait to get her in my party. As always, I like to look forward and see what kind of characters are coming about or when a character is going to return anytime soon, and unfortunately, Lenna doesn't return for a long time, because this is her lost chapter, this is the time where she's going to be coming around, and her EX doesn't come back around until after Ultimecia, which could be next year. There's going to be a long wait if you want Lenna again, so if you're going for Lenna, then now is the time to do so. However, if you don't particularly like Lenna as a character, or you simply can't afford to do the pulls for her, there is another character that you can wait on that has a similar function, though I actually prefer Lenna personally, so which will be Sarah, and she'll come sometime next month most likely alongside Shiva's summon board. And then there's really, really strong characters coming after her, as well as there being really strong characters coming after Lenna. So we've got Renoa and Sephiroth coming after Lenna, and then we've got Zack and Vayne coming after Sarah. So honestly, you can pick and choose between the two of them, but if it were me, I would pull for Lenna because she's available now, or she's going to be available now, and she will carry you for a very, very long time. She's got a lot going for her. She has I've gone on about how much I think this character is amazing all video, basically. So I think that just grabbing Lenna's stuff, even if you only get her 15 and 35, her longevity is going to be a lot lessened. Yeah, of course it is. But you're still going to get the Brave Attack Plus, so she's going to have some longevity without the EX, but that EX is definitely what you really want from this banner. So in conclusion, do I think that this banner is worth pulling for? Yeah, I'd say so. King's busted. Yeah, I love King. King's the reason that I want to pull on this banner. No, I'm kidding. Lenna is an absolutely incredible character, and this is one of very few banners that I would be willing to drop 75,000 gems on if I had to. You know, if you go through the last video I made, which again was my pull planning video, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box below, you'll see that Lenna is one of 3 or 4 banners over the next year that I want to drop that amount of gems on if I absolutely have to. Obviously, I would prefer not to, and for anyone who does pull on Lenna, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that tickets grace you with her EX's presence. But even though I have everything on this banner because I pulled on Lenna the first time around, I'm still going to pull on this banner. I need Power Stones anyway, really badly. So I'm going to be pulling on this banner until I get Lenna's EX one way or another, and honestly I cannot recommend this character enough. Even though we have Renoa coming pretty much straight after her, I think that Lenna is the most important character you will pull for this month. As long as you have Lenna and then either Golbez or Renoa, you'll be fine for a long while to come. So I hope that that video has sort of aided you in sort of figuring out what Lenna does and why I've gone on about her so much and why I think she's amazing. You may choose to feel differently from me and maybe not want to pull for Lenna, and that's fine too. But either way, thank you very much for watching, and I hope that the video has been helpful. Don't forget to check out all the social links in the description box below, as I said earlier, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications. So that's going to be it from me, and I shall see you guys soon. Take care.